Is your company going through changes and you are struggling to adapt? Have you considered a new role, a new company, or are you trying to figure out your future? This video will explore what to consider when working through change. Welcome to 100 Days of Trailhead, where the tech community comes to learn Salesforce, learn tech, get inspired, and invest in ourselves. We are your trail guides, here to support you on your learning journey. We release videos weekly. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. In the description below, you can find links for everything we mention in this video, as well as books and resources we found useful. Visit our blog, 100daysoftrailhead.com, for other helpful Salesforce and tech content. Going through any change can be challenging. Companies making major changes, moving out of your role into a new one, or changing companies can be scary. Denise will talk to you about what you can do to prepare and how best to position yourself for change. Denise Carbone's Salesforce journey began in 2004 as an accidental admin. She was a business analyst for a technology company and HQ in Chicago. For 11 years, she worked for organizations that were on the client side. In 2015, she joined a partner, an SI. Today, she is a people manager, leading a team of consultants implementing new Salesforce implementations. Denise is a lifelong learner and a believer in the hashtag always learning.
Today, we're going to cover the top 5 skills to prepare you for change. My name is Denise Carbone, and I'm honored to present to you today on behalf of 100 Days of Trailhead. The purpose of this presentation is to highlight skills that are transferable regardless of your role within the ecosystem. They can help you elevate you in your career and prepare you for the inevitable, whether it's a forced change or a new opportunity you're actively pursuing. Being prepared helps ease you into that transition so that you can focus on what's next. A little bit about me. So I became an accidental admin in 2004, working for a technology company based in Chicago. I've had 17 years within the Salesforce ecosystem, 11 years on the client side, 6 years on the partner side, working for an SI or a systems integrator. This is where we work on new implementations. I was one of the first 500 people to become certified globally in 2008. That same year, I was asked to help lead the Chicago user group, which I'm still active in today amongst my co-leaders. In 2013, I was nominated to become a Salesforce MVP. I was actually the first female MVP in Chicagoland, which is an honor amongst my peers. Today, I sit in the MVP Hall of Fame, and my role today is an implementation delivery leader and also people leader. I help mentor and lead a team of consultants. So skill number 1 is communication. Communication is actually the key to collaboration. It's going to apply to basically every industry. Good communication skills are essential to allow others to understand information that you're conveying and making sure that it's accurate. In contrast, poor communication skills lead to misunderstanding. It's definitely practice makes perfect. And in this world today of virtual meetings, the body language, even on Zooms, is really important. One of my golden rules is to really turn on those cameras and try to do engagement that way. Eye contact is key. I'm also going to recommend a couple trailheads that I think could help in this category. Public speaking, and then reaching your audience with the right content. Skill number 2, storytelling. I think storytelling is way undervalued. It's something maybe we don't talk about that often, but it's a skill that you're going to use more than you think. One of the most common times you're going to be using storytelling is during the interviewing process. You're going to be asked to tell me about yourself. If you're not prepared, it's harder than you think. I recently read a really good post. I have actually embedded the link here in my slide regarding a simple formula on how to put that story together. It's going to be based on your experience, where what your skill sets are, what your likes are, interests are, but it's a really good way to put that together and have a succinct way to explain it. Storytelling is also going to be used in business communications and presentations. With storytelling, the goal of that is to be succinct and provide inspiration and help value what you're trying to convey. It also helps you identify the situation could be potentially relatable to who your audience is. Another good use case for storytelling is explaining the issue to impact. What was the issue and how is it solved for? Again, making these storylines succinct, not too lengthy. Here are a couple of trailheads in the link. Basically, storytelling and communication I found was very helpful. And again, the link to that blog post I was talking about regarding that formula to create that story for yourself. Skill number 3, confidence. Confidence is another pillar of communication. It means that you're going to speak concisely with clarity. We all have a little bit of that imposter syndrome at times, but the truth is no one knows everything. So the goal here is to highlight your strengths. The way you carry yourself outwardly also portrays your level of confidence. I am serious when I say mind your posture. If you like some guidance, find a mentor. There's actually a mentorship program within Salesforce community today, where you can find and apply for a mentor. And I've actually worked in this program, and it's really cool to get paired up with someone that's either new to Salesforce or trying to break into the Salesforce ecosystem. I actually also seek out mentors in my career to help from the leadership perspective. You can also set out goals for learning so that you have a path. And again, confidence is something that is going to come within time, and it's practice makes perfect. And there's no harm in asking for help. Here's 2 recommended trailheads, trust and influence, and then building your business skills. The 4th skill is networking. So I actually am an avid user of LinkedIn. I make sure that I touch base with folks that I've worked with in the past, kind of keeping in touch, seeing what they're doing. I recently had to go through a job change, and I just worked with my network to find my new role. So I highly recommend staying connected on LinkedIn, and I read it almost like just regular social media, and keeping up with companies and people that I previously worked with. Also just folks within the community. It's a really good tool. Another way to stay in touch and do networking is through the regular community groups. So these are your user groups. There's a user group for every role, interest, location. In this day and age, we're doing and hosting virtual user group meetings primarily almost every month. We took a couple of breaks this year in Chicago, but it's actually a really good way to stay engaged in this new world with the global pandemic. The other option are community conferences. I've been engaged and worked with Eric Drushfield and team on Midwest Streaming for many years since the inception here in Chicago. It's since been moved to Minnesota. It was postponed due to the global pandemic, but we will be hosting it next year. But community conferences is another way to stay engaged, meet your other fellow community members, and just a way to get your name and face out in the community. And then another suggestion is Twitter. There's a lot of active Twitter handles posted here. I also review Twitter on a daily basis. I try not to spend too much time on social media, but it gives me good bite-sized pieces of information, and it's fun to engage within the Twitter community. And finally, your Salesforce skills. So this is where it's your time to shine. No one can take away your experience or your expertise. Again, everyone has a different journey. You might be your experience might be different. You might be using just the platform and not necessarily the product. You might be servicing or working in a specific industry. Your industry knowledge is super helpful in regards to knowing terminology or knowing common relatable processes. So your experience is going to be, foremost, one of the most important things of obviously the top skills. Your expertise too. So you might be really well-versed in the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, or maybe your jam is analytics. You might be more of a BA and you're really into being able to do elicitation of questions and working on process improvements. So again, this is you. This is what is the basis for where you can shine. And then lastly is your certifications and accreditations. These are things that you work for and you earn, and it's a badge of honor to obtain those. And then lastly, here are a couple of trailheads to help if you're newer to the ecosystem and trying to find your career path. There's a really good trail on admin and BA job comparisons, kind of comparing the two roles, and then career development planning. And finally, to recap, the top 5 skills that I highly recommend for preparing yourself for change is mastering communication, being an awesome storyteller, exuding your confidence, honing in on your networking skills, and then finally, your Salesforce skills. I put together a little trail mix for all of the trails I referenced today and added a couple additional ones for just kind of putting it all together. So I hope today was helpful and I look forward to talking with you soon. Thank you.
And with that, we're at the end. How are you going to prepare for change? Comment below. We would also love to hear what video topics you want us to cover in future videos in the comments. If you've made it to this point, we want to take an opportunity to say thank you. Since you've stayed with us, here's a bonus. The Salesforce economy is booming. There's a lot of opportunity for us to learn and grow, but if you're forced to pivot, are you ready? Today is the day to start preparing. Thank you for spending time with us. Please like and subscribe to our channel because we share weekly content to support your tech and Salesforce learning journey. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a new video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and on 100daysoftrailhead.com, all of which are listed below. Thank you for learning with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.